Watch closely. Somewhere in the next few minutes, at least once, you are going to yawn, and you will not really be able to stop it. In fact, just reading the word yawn, or hearing me say it out loud, might already be enough to set one off. Yawning is one of the strangest things your body does. It is powerful, completely involuntary, and weirdly catching. You can catch a yawn from a friend across the room, from a stranger on a train, even from a photo or a single written word. But here is the truly bizarre part. After decades of research, scientists still cannot fully agree on why we do it at all. The tidy answer most of us learned in school turns out to be completely wrong. And the real story is far stranger. So why do you catch other people's yawns? The answer hides inside your brain, your body heat, and your deep need to connect with other humans. For a very long time, people believed yawning was all about oxygen. The story went something like this. When you get tired or bored, you breathe more slowly. Less oxygen reaches your blood, and stale carbon dioxide builds up inside you. So your body, the theory said, forces one giant yawn to gulp down fresh oxygen and push all the bad air back out. It sounds perfectly logical. It sat in textbooks for centuries. There is just one small problem. It is not true. In the 1980s, a scientist named Robert Provine decided to stop assuming and actually test it. He had people breathe air with extra oxygen, then air with extra carbon dioxide, and carefully counted how much they yawned. The gases changed how fast they breathed, exactly as expected. But the amount they yawned did not budge one bit. Even making people exercise until they were panting had no effect on their yawning at all. The oxygen theory was simply dead. So if a yawn is not about oxygen, then what on earth is it? To find out, we have to see how astonishingly old this reflex really is. Yawning is not some human quirk. Almost every animal with a backbone does it. Fish yawn, snakes yawn, birds yawn. That tells us yawning is ancient, wired into the very oldest parts of the brain, long before humans ever walked the earth. And it starts astonishingly early. You did not learn to yawn. You were already doing it before you were even born. Using detailed four-dimensional ultrasound scans, a researcher named Nadja Reissland watched unborn babies yawning inside the womb. Her team was careful. They proved these were real yawns, not just simple mouth openings, by timing the slow stretch of each one. A true yawn opens slowly to a wide peak, then closes quickly. A plain mouth opening does not. The unborn babies passed the test. Scientists now think these early yawns may even be a sign of a healthy, developing brain. We are practicing them before our very first breath. So a yawn is ancient and built in. But what is it actually for? Today, the leading idea is genuinely surprising. A yawn may cool your brain. Your brain is a bit like a powerful little engine. It runs hot, and it works best inside a narrow, comfortable temperature range. When your brain drifts a little too warm, maybe when you are tired or stressed, its sharpness quietly starts to slip. A big yawn, the theory goes, is like flinging open a window. That huge jaw stretch and deep breath act as a built-in cooling system. The enormous stretch pumps warm blood away from your skull, while the deep inhale pulls in cooler air to carry the heat off. This clever idea comes largely from a scientist named Andrew Gallup, and the evidence for it is surprisingly neat. In one test, people who pressed a cold pack to their forehead barely caught any yawns. A warm pack made them yawn far more. Even the weather plays along. People yawn less on days when the outside air is hotter than their own body. Hot air simply cannot cool anything. And in animals, scientists measured brain temperature, rising just before a yawn, then dropping right after it. The window had opened. Now we reach the part you have quietly been feeling this whole time. The strange, almost magical way that yawns leap from person to person. This is contagious yawning, and it is completely different from a normal, private, sleepy yawn. This kind is social. It travels. You do not just yawn because you are tired. You yawn because someone near you did, and something in your brain quietly copies them. And it is powerful. Simply watching a short video of a yawn or even seeing a still picture is often enough to trigger your own. But here is the clue that cracks the whole mystery wide open. You do not catch yawns equally from everyone around you. Researchers found that you are far more likely to catch a yawn from someone you love than from a complete stranger. The closer the bond, the stronger the pull. Family and close friends pass yawns back and forth most easily of all. That single fact means contagious yawning is not really about being sleepy at all. It is about your connection to other people. If the hidden reasons behind everyday things like this quietly fascinate you, tap subscribe. Curio uncovers one of these little mysteries every single day. Okay, back to your yawns. So why would yawns travel more easily between people who are close? The answer points to one of the deepest human traits of all: empathy. Empathy is your power to tune into what someone else is feeling, to mirror them from the inside. Contagious yawning may be a visible echo of that. The evidence is striking. People who score higher on tests of empathy tend to catch other people's yawns more easily. And here is a gentle, revealing detail. Very young children do not catch yawns at all. Watch a toddler and you will see. A newborn will yawn on its own from day one. But catching someone else's yawn usually does not appear until around the age of 4 or 5. That is roughly the same age when children learn to understand other minds. The two abilities seem to quietly grow up together. There is also a tender clue from research into autism. Some autistic children who can experience connection differently catch yawns less often. It is a delicate finding, never a judgment of anyone. But it hints that catching a yawn is deeply woven into how we read and mirror each other. Still, scientists urge honest caution. The empathy link is real but messy. Not every study agrees, and the picture is not fully settled. And humans are not the only ones who catch yawns. This social echo shows up across the animal kingdom, especially in creatures that live in tight groups. Chimpanzees catch yawns from each other. In one experiment, they even caught yawns from simple cartoon animations of other chimps. And just like us, they play favorites. Chimps catch yawns far more from members of their own familiar troop than from unknown strangers. Dogs do it too. Many a dog will yawn soon after watching its owner yawn, which once looked like clear proof of animal empathy. But science loves a twist. When researchers looked more carefully at dogs, that neat empathy story began to wobble. In a careful study, dogs caught yawns just as easily from strangers as from their owners, with no sign of the closeness effect at all. A reminder to be careful before reading our feelings into animals. So let us gently pull all the threads together. Why do you catch other people's yawns? A yawn itself is ancient and involuntary, older than humanity, practiced in the womb, and probably a clever trick for cooling an overheating brain. But the catching part is something extra. It is a social signal, quietly syncing you with the people all around you. You catch yawns most from the people you are closest to, in a way that seems to mirror your ability to feel what others feel. It may be an ancient echo of belonging, a tiny, wordless way our distant ancestors stayed in rhythm with their group. And yet, we still cannot say for certain. There is no single, final, proven answer for why a yawn spreads. The mystery is genuinely unsolved. That is the strange truth. One of the most common, most contagious things your body does remains one of the things science understands the least. So the next time a yawn ripples across a quiet room and gently pulls you in, notice it. You are not just tired. You are feeling an ancient, invisible thread, tugging you softly into rhythm with everyone around you. Stay curious.